Hello, and how are you doing? Welcome to my channel, the Learn, Share, and Grow Together channel. And today, this is for all my Australian migrant lovers. If you would love to migrate to Australia, or if you love Australia generally, then you should be very interested in this video. And you know how we do it. If this is your first time in the channel, you are welcome. We have lots of relocation videos in the channel. We have other education and professional videos, and we are encouraging you to subscribe so that you can be part of this community where we share, we learn, and then we grow together. Today, what we want to look at is a long list of job seekers visa. So not the student route, not the educational route. I want to see what other route that will get you job placement almost immediately. So the truth is, you can actually migrate to Australia via a job seeker visa known as skill migration programs. And quickly, I'll be taking you through so many of them, and more importantly, I'll be providing the link in the bio of this video, so you can check the description. Rather, the description, you'll see all the links, so that you can visit them one after the other. I've taken time to open each of them, and the first is called Skill Nominated Visa. Skill nominated visa, of course, these are for learned persons, so you can browse all the informations you have, all the processing, the cost is just entirely clear here. So you basically don't need an agent to assist you. You basically don't need anybody to deceive you or dupe you. The whole answers you have are all occupied there. So basically, to start, check your occupation if it's on the skill occupation list, and ensure that you have at least 65 points. Once you have that, then you are eligible. Submit an express of interest in skill select. Wait for invitation to apply for this visa. Gather your documents. Apply for visa within 60 days of invitation. Voila, you are in Australia as a skilled worker. And then, of course, the pay is awesome. It's high. I wouldn't really know why. I guess it would be the government, or because it's maybe difficult to find talent considering the part of the world that is located. But in all, the focus here is that the pay is good, and it will also be great if you go through this route. The second option here we have is skilled recognized graduate visa, and then you have to be under 31 years. Let's see the age here, if there is an age bracket. Okay, I'm not seeing any age bracket here, so that should be good for general persons. But here I'm seeing an age bracket of 31. You have to be under 31. So the earlier you make that move, the better for you. So if you are ever considering, I am not a fan of saying you must travel, you must relocate. I mean, I'm not a fan of saying you must relocate, but then if you have reasons and it's under your purpose to move, you could consider this. So if you're under 31, this might be a much faster route for you to look into. The third program is the Skilled Regional Provincial Visa. And you can bring your family. I think this will interest a lot of persons a lot. Not many countries offer you this job visa opportunity. So if Australia is anything close to your dream country that you don't mind relocating to, maybe on a permanent basis or on a temporary basis, then you can consider this skill regional. I want to believe this skill regional would make you focus on one particular region in Australia where you have to stay maybe for a period of time, or for that entire period that you're staying in. So for skilled workers who want to live and work in regional Australia, you can bring your family. You might be able to apply for skilled regional permanent. So this will be tied to a particular region, unlike the other one where you can work anywhere and live anywhere in Australia. Okay, so moving on to the fourth, you have the skilled regional visa. Okay, this is regional provincial visa. So this visa is for people who have lived and worked in specific areas of regional Australia on the previous eligible. So this, if you're already in Australia and you're looking to get a visa that would make you stay, then this is it. So that's number four. The entire cost is there, everything is very self-explanatory. That's why I'm dropping the link in the description so that you can make direct updates or you get all the information that you need. Don't let anybody swindle you. Number five, we have the employer nomination scheme visa. Employer nomination scheme. This visa lets skilled workers who are nominated by their employee live and work in Australia permanently. I want to believe this, whether you are already in Australia working or you get a job, this should be the route that you can go through. So if you want clarity, please, basically, you must have the necessary for the job. You must be nominated by the Australian employer. You must meet your health and character, our health and character requirements. So it looks pretty simple. So if you're already out there and you get a job or you are moving from wherever you are, then this should be one visa you should be looking out for. Number six, you have the investor visa. This visa is for people who undertake business and investment activities in Australia. It allows you to stay in Australia indefinitely. To apply as a primary applicant, you must have a qualifying visa granted on a particular basis. So if you're an investor and Australia is a place for you to invest in, then you can, of course, put this into your thought process and plans. This should be a good page for you to visit. Number seven, permanent resident skill regional visa. This visa allowed workers who hold an eligible visa and meet an income requirement to live and work in Australia permanently. So if this is your goal, then you should go ahead and apply for that. Number eight, business innovation and investment permanent visa for entrepreneurs, investors, and business owners to continue their activity in Australia. So I'm sure there is basically almost nearly no way you wouldn't fall into one of these categories. So depending on what works for you, apply for that visa. Business innovation and investment provincial visa. This visa allows you to own and manage a business in Australia, conduct business and investment activity in Australia, or undertake an entrepreneurial activity in Australia. So don't go for the wrong visa. Ensure you're going for the right visa that suits your purpose. Number 10, business owner visa. This visa is for people who own and manage a business in Australia. It allows you to stay in Australia indefinitely. To apply for it as a permanent visa, you must have a qualifying visa granted on a particular basis. So the truth is, they will have their advantages. They might look like similar visas, but if they are all stated differently, you have subclass 888, you have subclass 188, you have subclass 890. So they will definitely have the advantages which you should look into so that you don't apply for the wrong visa and you wish you had known better. Regional sponsored migration scheme visa number 12, if I'm correct, number 11 rather, pardon me. This visa allows skilled workers who are nominated by the employee in regional Australia live and work in Australia permanently. Number 12 now, you have the skilled employer sponsored regional provincial visa. This visa enables regional employers in regions, not the entire Australia, to address identified labor shortages within their region by sponsoring skilled workers where employable can't source and appropriately skilled Australian workers. So, for instance, they're looking for a Yoruba translator in the region within Australia and they cannot find. An employer can declare and say there is shortage of this skilled, this particular kind of talent within our region. We found somebody that we can migrate, and that will be considered under this kind of visa. So if you're an artist, if you are whatever it is, and you fall under this kind of category, then you are good to go. Number 13, you have the skill independent visa. This visa is for invited workers, eligible New Zealand citizens, and eligible Hong Kong or British national overseas passport holders with skills we need to live and work permanently anywhere in Australia. I think this is referring to New Zealand, Hong Kong, and British national passport holders. So If you fall into that category, that would be great. And if you don't, you have others to play around with. And you have skilled number 14, skilled work regional provision visa. A visa for skilled people nominated by a state or territory government to live and work in regional Australia. So if you have been nominated, maybe you're working for the World Bank or whatever it is, and it's the government that is nominating you, then you should know the kind of visa that you should be applying for. Number 15, state or territory sponsored business owner visa. This visa is for people who own and manage business in Australia. It allows you to stay in Australia indefinitely. To apply as a primary applicant, you must have a qualifying visa granted on a particular base, state or territory sponsored own visa. This is for states on certain territories. And then number 16, we have for investors, state or territory sponsored investor visa. This is a permanent residence visa for subclass state territory sponsored investor provincial visa subclass 165 holders and who have held a designated investment of 750,000 Australian dollars for 4 years. So if this matches your category, then you can go ahead and apply for that. Next, we have the temporary skill shortage visa. This temporary visa lets an employer sponsor a suitably skilled worker to fill a position they can't find a suitable skilled Australian to fill. So please make due diligence. This is short-term stream, so make a good read of these visas so that you don't apply for the wrong one. You are applying for what suits you at that time. Number 18, temporary international relations visa. A temporary visa to work in specific circumstances that improve Australia's international relations. So maybe you are working with an ambassador or whatever it is. I don't know, depending. We just make judicious use of this information and see what works for you. Number 19, temporary work short stay specialist visa. The highly specialized work stream of this temporary visa lets you do short-term, highly specialized work in Australia. It is suitable if you have specialized skill, knowledge, or experience not generally available in Australia. And number 20, you have the Global Talent Visa. This is a permanent visa for people who have an internationally recognized record of exceptional and outstanding achievement in an eligible field. Some say this is like the Canadian express visa. So I think it's just straightforward. You just get a read up what the advantages are, and this is directly the Australian website, so you are guaranteed that you will not be making enemies. Okay, so of course, like we always say in the channel, if you have other inputs to share, please do so that the entire subscribers would benefit from your old ideas. Please don't keep ideas to yourself. Let's make ourselves useful. Drop in the comments other visas that you know that are easy to get, not necessarily in Australia, but all around the world. If you've gone through this process, share how easy it was or how difficult it was. If you're already in Australia, tell us about the life in Australia. And just a quick recap, we've looked at 20 different visas. You have the skilled nominated visa, you have the skilled recognized graduate visa, you have the skilled regional provincial visa, you have the skilled regional visa, you have the employer nomination scheme visa, you have the investor visa, you have the permanent residence skilled regional visa, you have the business innovation and investment permanent visa, you have the business innovation and investment provincial visa, you have the business owner visa, regional sponsored migration scheme visa, employer sponsored regional provincial visa, skilled independent visa, skilled work regional provincial visa, state or territory sponsored owner business owner visa, state or territory sponsored investor visa, temporary skilled shortage visa, temporary work international relations visa, temporary short temporary work short stay specialist visa, global talent visa. Now it looks like the Australian government are looking for all the means to pull you or the good talent into their country. So I'm sure one of these 20 options, visa options, will definitely suit you and suit your purpose. So see where you fit in, and remember to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Remember to comment, remember to turn on the notification bell, and see you in our next video.